So it feels like it's been a while since I filmed a video for this channel, and maybe you're asking, where the am I sitting? Usually when I film a video for my channel talking to the camera, I'll usually do it at the skate park or in my office. But today we're in a different location, somewhere I've not introduced yet to this channel. So if you watched my last video where we built a launch ramp, that was kind of the first video kind of announcing or promoting a skate brand that me and a few friends have kind of put together and created. And within this skate brand, which is called Plant Skate Co., we're in the process of building an indoor private skate park. And that is where I am today. It's all kind of a work in progress at the minute. It's a bit of a mess. There's a lot of ramps here which won't be here when the park is fully built. They're just here temporary just to, skate. So yeah, this is kind of where we're at. I won't talk too long about the brand because obviously this video is not about the brand, but if you're interested in seeing the videos that we're creating at the skate park and for Plant Skate Co., we're uploading 3 times a week. I'll leave a link to the YouTube channel below. If you enjoy my content, I'm sure you're going to enjoy the Plant Skate Co. content also. So today's video, these are probably my favorite kind of videos to make. I really enjoy buying new skate products and trying them. Today feels like a bit of an extra special one because I'm trying a full new setup together, something that I've never tried before or I've not really seen people try before. So I'll quickly go through my process and thoughts for this skateboard setup before I start building it. So basically I have 2 skateboards. One of them is a street skateboard that I use primarily just for street and park, and then one of them is a vert skateboard which I made a video on a few months ago. Both skateboards are great, I love them. The vert skateboard is insanely good for mini ramp and vert. I really love that skateboard setup, but it's a little bit too heavy and I'm often switching between the vert skateboard and the street skateboard when I'm skating park. And the issue with that is I get so used to the vert skateboard because it's very heavy and wide. And when I go into the street skateboard, it feels really weird and it feels really thin and light and I don't like it and slow. Obviously when I go back to the vert board feels massive and heavy. There's a lot of adjustment time between skating each of these skateboard setups. So my theory is I wanted to build like a hybrid skateboard, something which I could use for street, park and vert. And I know that's kind of like a bit of a long shot because the difference between a street skateboard and a vert skateboard is massive, but I really wanted to try it and build something which is suitable for all. Maybe it won't be the best at street and it won't be the best for vert, but it's something that I can use for absolutely everything. I'll quickly go through the parts that I bought and then I'll give it a couple of hours skate once I've built it, give my initial thoughts to it, kind of like rough feelings towards the whole board and how I think it'll probably do. Obviously we don't have a vert ramp here, so I can't skate the vert ramp at the park. That'll be for a later video where I can kind of really go in depth on each specific part that I bought and what I thought about them. So, firstly, the best part of the skateboard, the deck. This is actually the first Madness deck that I've ever bought. I only really clocked onto these guys like maybe a month or 2 ago. The designs that they make are crazy. There's a lot of small details on these skateboards which I think no other board brand is doing, and these guys are insanely good at creating decks, kind of like unique designs and shapes too. It's a 8.5. Obviously the design's pretty cool. I don't know what it is. A lot of their designs are based off old paintings and I think they kind of like dive into like a little bit of mythology too, but I don't know what this design's from. I just really liked it. I like black and gold. If you can see on the deck, there's like little indents in the deck. Might be hard to see, but there's like little tiny indents which kind of give the deck a bit of a texture on the bottom. The shape of the deck is, as you can see, these side parts, these stick out. It's like, and it's got a bit of a fishtail almost. So it's kind of like a merge between like a popsicle modern day deck and an old school deck with their own little twist on it. But yeah, so this is an 8.5. I usually skate like an 8.12 or an 8.25 for street and park, and then for vert I've been skating at 8.75. So this deck is like bang in the middle pretty much, 8.5, 8.5. Okay, wheels, we've only got one wheel here. Okay, so the wheels that I went for are the Santa Cruz slime balls. I'm very much like a Bones guy or a Spitfire guy. Like a lot of skateboarders really, they stick to Bones and Spitfire. So for trying a new wheel, that's kind of like very much so out of my comfort zone. But I've heard good things about these wheels. It's a nice design too, orange wheels. Again, I normally go for very plain wheels. I usually skate them on the side that doesn't have the design. So I've always kind of preferred very plain blank wheels. But I went for these guys because these are 56mm. Again, for street and park, I usually ride 52, 54, and then for vert, I've been riding 60 mil. So 56 mil is kind of in the middle again. They are 99A durometer, so they are pretty hard. I don't know if you can hear that. They're quite hard wheels, but they're not too hard. They're not as hard as the Bones wheels I use on vert. They're definitely harder than the street Spitfires that I've been skating, the Formula 4 wheels. So these are more towards the vert side rather than the street side. Maybe for street these won't be the most comfortable, but I'll still be able to use them in street. But for park and vert, which I do skate more than street, they'll be great wheels, I'm sure. So this is one I'm very interested about, actually. This is something that intrigued me quite a bit. So I have always skated independent trucks. Like when I first started, I tried a pair of silver trucks, which I don't really think exist anymore. That's Rob Dydek's company. I tried one pair of Tensor trucks, which I didn't really like. So since then, I've always stuck with independents. I've always liked skating them. I've never had the issue. They have always been good trucks to me. Over the past couple of years, I've seen that kind of like Thunder has like risen to, I would say, the top really. I think it's between independent and Thunder for the most part, but I think that Thunder is becoming more and more popular, and there's a lot of vert skaters using Thunder trucks now. There's a lot of street skaters using Thunder trucks. There's different variations of these trucks, and I saw that Thunder a while back had brought out the Thunder Lights. These trucks are super light, like the lightest trucks I've ever felt. That was very interesting to me because the vert trucks that I use for my vert board, the independents, massive. I think that's what is the heaviest thing on that vert skateboard, and it's the thing that's really kind of putting me off skating that vert board often. And obviously for street, my smaller independents are not that heavy, but they are definitely heavier than these. Can't really go wrong, I don't think, with having light trucks for street, park and vert. A lighter board to me is just better anyway. I don't want to skate a heavy board. I think a lighter board in most cases is a benefit. So that is what I went for the trucks, and I'm excited to try these out and see how they feel. And then for the bearings, I went for the Bronson Speedco Raws. The Bronson bearings have been really nice for vert, so I thought I'll kind of upgrade a little bit, go for the Raws. I think the main benefit to these, I could be wrong, is that shieldless bearings, the dirt kind of just like, it like slides out of the bearings when you're using them, so you don't really need to clean them. You don't need to worry about dirt kind of like building up behind the shields of the bearings. For years, I've been using Reds, Bones Reds. They're actually what I'm using in my street board now. When I built the vert skateboard that I built a few months ago, I used Bronsons for the first times, really pleased with them. Very similar price to the Bones Reds, and I definitely preferred the Bronsons. So again, that's why I went for the upgrade. These will be great for vert, the speed, and they'll be great for street regardless. It's kind of like a no-brainer to go for these for like a hybrid skateboard setup. That's the main build of the skateboard. I've got a few little accessories. One of them being riser pads. So I bought riser pads for the trucks because the wheels are quite big. I really want to avoid any kind of like wheel bites on my deck. I also got some shock pads. I just saw them in the shop that I went to and thought I'll try them out. And they are basically to kind of absorb any pressure cracks that you're going to get in your deck. Maybe it'll feel a bit different when you're doing tricks off a ledge or something. Maybe you'll feel like a tiny bit less shock. I don't know. It might not do anything. It might be marketing. I don't know. But I thought I'd try them anyway. Just standard bolts, you know, independent bolts. Nothing special there. And then I went for clear grip tape. I really like clear grip tape, and with the Madness deck, that's just a sticker, that bottom one, but they've got like the Madness logo kind of stuck into the deck, so I think that'd be quite nice to show underneath, and the wood is quite dark, so I think it'll look nice with clear grip tape. I'm going to quickly throw this together. Well, not quickly in real life, it's probably going to take me about 3 hours because I'm absolutely awful at putting boards together, and I'm even worse at gripping boards. But for you guys, it's going to be a very short time, luckily, and hopefully when you see my skateboard, the grip job isn't so bad, but we'll see. It doesn't help that the blade that I've got is so blunt. I've used it for about 2 years on decks and it's not even a knife anymore. It doesn't even stab. At least that's the worst bit done, are the wheels. Okay, so that's the bearings done, the grip tape on the deck done. Now, what is it now? Wheels on the truck. Really bad grip job that will hopefully stay on the board. One thing though, the risers and the shock pads, I've never used risers before, so I didn't actually know this, but they hang over the trucks, if you can see it. It's really ugly. I don't think it'll affect anything. I don't think it'll affect how I do nose slides and tail slides or board slides, but it's just really ugly looking, you know? We'll give it a go. Vegan. So it's been 3 days now since I actually put the skateboard together. I've had a few days skating it, and I was going to film this at home, but I've left my tripod at the skate park, so I'm going to have to film this bit handheld, unfortunately. How I feel about the skateboard setup at this point is that I haven't been able to try the skateboard on a vert ramp, which is, I think, going to be the big test. But from how I've skated it, which is in like a park setting and even maybe, you know, could say street potentially, the skateboard is really nice. I'm really enjoying it so far. So the deck specifically is something that's taken a bit of getting used to, because I've never really skated a deck of that shape, or like with certain tricks like big spins and tray flips where you've got to really flick the tail around. That's kind of proven a little bit difficult, but overall I'm really enjoying the deck. I'm really enjoying skating a wide deck, much more than the skinnier deck that I was skating for street before. The trucks I've not really been able to try out. I've not really spent the whole day, you know, grinding them. They do feel good, they feel light, and that's the main benefit I wanted from them, really. I'm sure they're going to be fine. I really don't know if there's going to be a huge difference when you're doing grinds compared to like independence, or maybe not at the level that I do grinds anyway. I'm really enjoying going back to harder wheels than the ones that I had on my street board. I've missed the feeling of doing like backside flips and it be able to slide them the last 90 degrees round very easily, or just doing power slides kind of like with no effort. That's something I like about hard wheels. So the wheels I'm really pleased about, and from using them on the quarter pipe, I'm absolutely certain that the size of the wheels will be no problem on the vert ramp. It's going to be absolutely fine using them on vert, because I did have like kind of initial feelings like, should I go to like 58mm? Is 56mm going to be big enough? But I'm pretty sure 56 is going to be absolutely fine. The bearings as well, obviously all bearings are going to feel the same if you're just kind of skating slowly around like I have been doing. So that's going to be another one where I need to really try them out on the vert ramp to be able to kind of like push them and see how they hold up. For now, my overall feeling about the skateboard setup is that I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying having like a wide deck again. My next video is probably going to be going to the vert ramp and really testing this setup out, and because I do want to go more in depth on each of these parts, but this review is just kind of meant to be like a bit of an introduction to the skateboard setup and sort of like my first initial thoughts. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.